Your brain is the most powerful tool you'll ever own, but only if you know how to use it. In a world full of distractions, your ability to focus has become your greatest superpower. What if you could train your mind to cut through the noise, sharpen your attention, and lock in on your goals like never before? In this audiobook, you'll discover practical brain hacks, science-backed techniques, and daily rituals to instantly boost your focus and mental clarity. This isn't about working harder, it's about thinking smarter. Let's begin unlocking your brain's full potential, starting now. Chapter 1. Understanding how focus works in the brain. Focus isn't just a skill, it's a process happening inside your brain. When you concentrate, your brain filters out distractions and locks onto a single task. This mental spotlight is controlled by a part of your brain called the prefrontal cortex, which acts like the manager of your attention. It decides what's important and what should be ignored. But your brain is always scanning for other things. Notifications, noise, worries, or even boredom can quickly pull your attention away. This happens because another part of your brain, called the amygdala, is always on alert. It looks for anything new or different which can break your focus. That's why even small interruptions feel so powerful. They trigger your brain's natural response to check what's going on. Your focus is also affected by dopamine, a brain chemical that makes you feel motivated and rewarded. When you enjoy what you're doing or feel progress, your brain releases dopamine, helping you stay focused longer. But if the task feels boring or overwhelming, dopamine levels drop, and so does your concentration. Focus works like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. If you practice paying attention, avoid multitasking, and work on one thing at a time, your brain gets better at staying focused. Just like lifting weights strengthens your body, practicing focus strengthens your mind. It's also important to know that your brain has limited energy. You can only stay sharply focused for short bursts before mental fatigue sets in. That's why techniques like taking breaks, getting enough sleep, and staying hydrated all help boost focus. They refresh your brain and recharge your mental battery. In today's digital world, we're training our brains to switch constantly, checking phones, tabs, and notifications. This constant switching weakens our ability to focus deeply. But with the right habits, like mindfulness, deep work, and blocking distractions, we can rewire the brain to stay locked in longer and more effectively. Understanding how your brain handles focus helps you work smarter. When you know what strengthens your attention and what destroys it, you can build a lifestyle that supports deep, clear, and powerful thinking. This is how you train your brain to work for you, not against you. Chapter 2. Identifying what's hijacking your attention. Before you can master your focus, you need to know what's stealing it. In today's world, distractions are everywhere, on your phone, in your environment, and even in your own thoughts. These attention thieves quietly pull your mind away from what matters, making it harder to stay on track. One of the biggest distractions is technology. Social media, notifications, endless scrolling. They all fight for your attention. Every time you switch from your task to check a message or app, your brain loses momentum. It takes time to get back into the flow, and that constant switching drains your mental energy. Another powerful focus killer is multitasking. Many people believe they're getting more done by juggling multiple tasks at once, but your brain can't focus deeply on more than one thing at a time. Multitasking actually lowers productivity and increases mistakes. You're not doing more. You're just doing everything poorly. Mental clutter is another silent thief. Worries, stress, overthinking, and too many open tasks in your mind make it hard to concentrate. When your brain is overwhelmed, It jumps from one thought to another, never settling long enough to focus deeply. Your environment also plays a major role. A noisy room, a messy desk, or even certain people can pull your mind in different directions. Your brain is sensitive to what's around you, and even small distractions can interrupt your train of thought. Sometimes it's your own habits that hijack your attention, constantly checking your phone, switching tabs, or working without a plan trains your brain to stay scattered. You may not notice it at first, but these patterns weaken your ability to stay focused over time. Even your internal dialogue can be distracting. Negative self-talk, doubts, or replaying past mistakes in your head takes up mental space. These thoughts compete with the task in front of you, lowering the quality of your focus. To reclaim your attention, you have to become aware of what's stealing it. Start by noticing when and where your focus fades. Is it a specific app, a certain time of day, a particular environment? Once you spot the problem, you can start to fix it. Remember, attention is your mental currency. Where you spend it shapes your results. If you keep letting it get hijacked, your goals will stay out of reach. But if you protect your focus, you unlock the power to make real progress in less time, with more clarity and control. Chapter 3. Neuroplasticity, Rewiring Your Brain for Focus. Your brain isn't fixed, it's flexible. This ability is called neuroplasticity, and it's the brain's way of changing, adapting, and forming new habits over time. Just like muscles grow stronger with training, your brain can become better at focusing if you practice it consistently. Neuroplasticity means your brain is always rewiring itself based on what you do repeatedly. If you constantly give in to distractions, your brain learns to stay scattered. But if you train it to focus deeply, over time, it builds stronger attention circuits. In short, you become what you practice. Every time you resist the urge to check your phone, stay present with your task, or refocus your attention, you're strengthening new neural pathways. These small, repeated choices eventually create lasting changes in how your brain operates. The good news is, you don't need perfect focus to start. You just need to be intentional. Even spending 10 to 15 minutes a day in deep, focused work helps rewire your brain for better attention. Like building any skill, consistency is more important than intensity. One powerful way to support this rewiring is through deliberate practice. This means choosing to work on tasks that push your brain to focus just beyond its comfort zone. It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter by stretching your mental capacity. Another tool is mindfulness meditation. This practice trains your brain to stay in the present moment. It builds the habit of noticing when your attention drifts and gently bringing it back. Over time, this mental exercise helps create a more focused, stable mind. Sleep and rest also play a vital role. While you sleep, your brain strengthens the neural pathways you've been using during the day. If you're building habits of focus, sleep helps lock them in. Without rest, your brain can't rewire effectively. The more you repeat focus-friendly behaviors, the stronger your brain becomes at doing them automatically. This is why people who consistently practice deep work find it easier over time. It's not willpower, it's wiring. Neuroplasticity proves that you are not stuck. You are not bad at focusing by nature. You're simply using mental habits that can be changed. With the right approach, your brain can become sharper, faster, and more disciplined. You have the power to reprogram your focus, starting today. Every time you choose clarity over distraction, you're shaping the brain of your future self. And that future version of you will thank you for putting in the work now. Chapter 4. Daily brain habits that sharpen concentration. Concentration isn't something you turn on like a light switch. It's something you build through daily habits. Just like training your body strengthens muscles, training your brain strengthens your ability to focus. And the best part? You can start today with simple, repeatable steps. One of the most effective habits is creating a morning routine that clears your mental space. Avoid grabbing your phone first thing in the morning. Instead, start with quiet time, light movement, or reading. This signals to your brain that the day is yours to direct, not the world's distractions. Another powerful habit is single tasking. Instead of multitasking, train yourself to focus on one thing at a time. Give your full attention to the task in front of you, even if it's just for 20 minutes. Your brain gets better at what you ask it to do repeatedly, and deep work begins with full presence. Daily meditation or even just 5 minutes of mindful breathing can significantly sharpen your concentration. These moments help calm your mind, reduce noise, and increase your ability to stay centered. It's like giving your brain a reset button every day. Planning your day is also a focus-boosting habit. When your brain knows what's coming, it doesn't waste energy trying to decide what to do next. Try writing down your top 3 priorities each morning. This keeps your attention aimed where it matters most. Take regular movement breaks throughout your day. Sitting for hours dulls your brain and drains your focus. A short walk, some light stretching, or even deep breathing away from your screen helps re-energize your brain and reset your concentration levels. Fueling your brain properly is another critical habit. Stay hydrated and eat brain-friendly foods, like nuts, leafy greens, and omega-3 rich options. Avoid sugar crashes or heavy meals that make you feel sluggish. Your brain runs best on clean fuel. Use the Pomodoro technique to build focus stamina. Work for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. This trains your brain to lock in for short bursts and recover quickly. Over time, you can stretch these intervals as your mental endurance improves. Limit digital interruptions by turning off notifications during deep work sessions. Every time your attention shifts, it can take minutes to get back on track. Protect your concentration like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. Create a consistent sleep schedule. Your brain processes and resets itself while you sleep. Lack of rest weakens your focus, shortens your attention span, and makes your mind foggy. Deep focus starts with deep rest. Finally, celebrate your focus wins, even small ones. When you complete a task without distraction, take a moment to acknowledge it. These mini successes boost your brain's reward system and make you more likely to repeat the habit. When practiced daily, these habits compound over time. Concentration becomes easier, your mind becomes clearer, and distractions lose their grip. Focus is not a gift, it's a daily decision. Make that decision every day, and you'll start noticing a sharper, more unstoppable version of yourself emerging. Chapter 5. The role of dopamine in focus and drive. Dopamine is one of the most important chemicals in your brain when it comes to focus, motivation, and drive. It's often called the motivation molecule because it plays a big role in how you stay engaged, chase goals, and feel rewarded after making progress. Simply put, dopamine is your brain's way of saying, keep going. Whenever you complete a task, learn something new, or make progress toward a goal, your brain releases dopamine. This small surge makes you feel good, and that feeling pushes you to keep doing the activity. Over time, these rewards create habits and fuel consistency. But here's the catch. Today's world is full of cheap dopamine hits. Social media, video games, endless scrolling. These things trick your brain into releasing dopamine without doing anything meaningful. They feel good in the moment, but they lower your drive for deep work and real achievement. When your brain gets used to quick rewards, it becomes less excited by real goals that take time and effort. This is called dopamine fatigue, and it's one of the reasons many people struggle to stay focused or motivated for more than a few minutes. To reset your brain and boost your natural drive, you need to rewire your dopamine system. This starts by cutting down on low-value activities that give instant pleasure but no long-term reward. Replace them with habits that are challenging but meaningful, like learning a skill, reading, or working on your goals. You also train your dopamine response by creating small wins. Break big goals into smaller steps. Every time you complete one, you get a dopamine boost. That feeling of progress is what keeps you focused and coming back for more. Delayed gratification is another powerful way to build a stronger dopamine system. When you resist immediate pleasure in favor of long-term success, your brain learns to enjoy the process. This is how you stay motivated even when the rewards are far away. Even your environment can affect dopamine. Bright screens, loud alerts, and digital overload overstimulate your brain. But things like sunlight, movement, good sleep, and meaningful connection can increase healthy dopamine levels and support sharper focus. Dopamine isn't about pleasure alone, it's about anticipation. It helps your brain stay excited about what's coming next. This means you can train your mind to associate focus and deep work with reward, not boredom or stress. By learning how dopamine works, you can stop letting distractions control your attention and start using your brain's natural chemistry to stay motivated, alert, and in control. When you manage dopamine wisely, your focus becomes stronger, your drive becomes deeper, and your goals feel more within reach every single day. Chapter 6. Eliminating digital distractions for mental clarity. In today's world, your attention is under constant attack. Smartphones, social media, emails, and endless notifications pull your mind in 100 directions. These digital distractions are silent thieves of time, energy, and mental clarity, and they're costing you focus every single day. Every time you check your phone, scroll a feed, or switch tabs, your brain loses momentum. It takes time and mental energy to get back into focus mode. This is called attention residue. Part of your mind stays stuck in the previous task, making deep concentration harder. The problem isn't technology, it's how we use it. Most of us have developed habits of instant checking. We pick up our phones without thinking. We refresh apps out of boredom. These small actions train the brain to crave stimulation, making it harder to stay focused for long periods. To regain control, you must start by creating digital boundaries. Turn off non-essential notifications. Keep your phone on silent or in another room during deep work sessions. Use Do Not Disturb modes to protect your focus windows. The fewer interruptions, the clearer your mind becomes. Audit your screen time. How much of your day is spent reacting instead of creating? Track how often you check your phone or bounce between apps. Awareness is the first step to breaking the habit loop that digital distractions create. Set clear rules for tech use. For example, no screens during the first and last hour of your day. Block distracting websites during work hours using browser extensions. And when it's time to focus, close unnecessary tabs. Yes, even that one. One powerful trick is using focus zones. Create a space, physical or digital, where your only goal is deep work. That might mean a clean desk, a timer set for 45 minutes, or a playlist that signals it's time to concentrate. Teach your brain to associate that space with clarity. Another helpful strategy is the delay method. When you feel the urge to check your phone, pause and wait 10 minutes. Often, the craving passes. You'll be surprised how quickly your brain can be trained to resist impulse checking. Notifications are designed to hijack your brain's reward system. They're small pings that spike your dopamine and make you want more. But when you silence them, you take back control of your mental space. That peace is where real clarity lives. Instead of quitting tech altogether, aim for intentional usage. Use your phone as a tool, not a distraction. Set times for checking messages and social media, and don't let those apps dictate your schedule. When you eliminate digital clutter, your mind becomes quieter, sharper, and more focused. You begin to think deeper, work faster, and feel more in control. Clarity doesn't come from doing more. It comes from removing what doesn't matter. Chapter 7: Nutrition, Sleep, and the Brain Performance Link. Your brain is like an engine, and just like any high-performing machine, it needs the right fuel and maintenance to function at its best. If you want to improve focus, clarity, and mental sharpness, you must pay attention to two often overlooked pillars of performance: nutrition and sleep. Let's start with nutrition. Every bite of food you eat sends signals to your brain. Some foods give you energy, improve memory, and support focus. Others make you feel slow, foggy, and tired. Your brain runs best on clean, nutrient-rich fuel. Foods that balance blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and support healthy brain chemicals. To sharpen your focus, include omega-3 fats, found in walnuts, chia seeds, and fish, leafy greens like spinach, and berries rich in antioxidants. These foods protect your brain cells and improve communication between them. Protein is also key. It helps your brain make neurotransmitters like dopamine, which boosts focus and motivation. Avoid processed junk, sugary snacks, and energy drinks. They may give a quick boost, but they crash your energy and concentration shortly after. Think long-term fuel, not short-term spikes. Drink plenty of water too. Even slight dehydration can slow down brain function and reduce alertness. Now, let's talk about sleep, the reset button for your brain. While you sleep, your brain clears out toxins, processes what you've learned, and strengthens memory and focus. Skipping sleep doesn't just make you tired. It directly lowers your attention span, decision-making ability, and self-control. Most people need 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night, but it's not just about quantity, it's also about consistency. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day trains your brain to follow a rhythm. That rhythm affects your mood, energy, and ability to concentrate. Avoid screens and heavy meals close to bedtime. The blue light from devices messes with your sleep hormone, melatonin, making it harder to fall asleep. Instead, wind down with a calm routine. Reading, stretching, or listening to soft music can help. You can also use power naps strategically. A short nap, 15 to 25 minutes during the day, can boost your alertness and memory. Just don't overdo it, or it may affect your nighttime sleep. Your gut and brain are closely connected. When you eat well, your digestion improves, and so does your mental clarity. Many scientists now call the gut a second brain because it produces many of the same chemicals, including serotonin, which helps regulate mood and focus. So, if you're feeling mentally cloudy or struggling to concentrate, don't just look at your to-do list. Look at your diet, hydration, and sleep habits. These things form the foundation of your brain power. Focus doesn't start with your phone or planner. It starts with what you put on your plate and how you care for your body. The sharper you treat your body, the sharper your mind becomes. Fuel it wisely, rest it deeply, and your brain will reward you with energy, clarity, and unstoppable focus. Chapter 8. Deep work versus shallow work. Choosing the right mode. Not all work is created equal. Some tasks stretch your mind, challenge your focus, and move you closer to your biggest goals. Others just fill your time and make you feel busy without real progress. To sharpen your focus and make the most of your energy, you must understand the difference between deep work and shallow work. Deep work is when you're fully focused, distraction-free, and mentally locked in. It's the kind of work that requires real thinking, writing, building, learning, solving, or creating. Deep work pushes your limits and leads to high-value results. It's how great things are built. On the other hand, shallow work includes tasks that feel productive but don't require your full attention, like checking emails, answering messages, organizing files, or attending routine meetings. These tasks are often reactive and don't contribute much to long-term success. Most people spend their day doing shallow work. They bounce between small tasks, multitask constantly, and confuse activity with productivity. As a result, they stay busy but never truly move forward. Their brain remains in a scattered state, making deep focus harder over time. To rewire your brain for focus, you must train it to spend more time in deep work mode. This means carving out blocks of uninterrupted time, no phones, no tabs, no noise, and committing to one meaningful task. Even just 1 hour of deep work can produce more than a whole day of shallow effort. You don't need to eliminate shallow work completely. It has its place, but it should never dominate your day. The key is to schedule it strategically so it doesn't interfere with your most productive hours. Handle small tasks in batches or at the end of your work window, not throughout the day. Deep work requires mental energy, so protect your focus hours when your brain is freshest, often in the morning. Use that time for your most important projects, the ones that require brain power and creativity. You'll be amazed at how much progress you can make. Training your brain to switch into deep focus takes time. Start with short blocks, 20 or 30 minutes, and build up gradually. Eliminate distractions before you begin. Use a timer or app to stay accountable. Every session strengthens your concentration muscle. Create a ritual for entering deep work, like putting on headphones, turning off your phone, or lighting a candle. These small signals tell your brain it's time to lock in. The more you repeat the pattern, the faster you'll enter flow state. Remember this: shallow work maintains, deep work builds. If you want real results, whether in your business, studies, or personal growth, deep work is where transformation happens. Choose your mode wisely. Don't let shallow tasks fill your day and steal your best energy. Focus your mind on what truly matters, and you'll produce work that not only gets noticed, but moves you forward in powerful ways. Chapter 9. Mental exercises to boost attention span. Your attention span is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. In a world full of constant distractions, it's easy to lose focus quickly. But the good news is, with simple daily exercises, you can retrain your brain to stay focused longer, think clearer, and stay on task without drifting. Let's start with a powerful yet simple technique: single tasking. Choose one task, set a timer for 15 to 25 minutes, and focus only on that task. No multitasking, no switching. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back. Over time, your attention span will expand. Another excellent exercise is reading without distractions. Pick a book, silence your devices, and read for 20 to 30 minutes straight. The act of staying with one thought flow sharpens your concentration and helps you resist the urge to jump to something else. Mindful breathing is also incredibly effective. Sit still, close your eyes, and focus only on your breath. Count each inhale and exhale. When your mind wanders, and it will, bring it back. Just 5 to 10 minutes a day of this simple practice can dramatically improve focus and mental calmness. Try the count-back method when your mind feels scattered. Start from 100 and count backward by threes, 100, 97, 94, and so on. This forces your brain to focus, blocks out distractions, and strengthens your cognitive control. Visualization is another focus-boosting tool. Close your eyes and picture a task or goal in vivid detail. What you're doing, how it feels, the steps involved. This not only boosts motivation, but also trains your brain to stay clear and present on what matters. Use memory games or brain puzzles to challenge your focus. Apps like Lumosity or classic activities like Sudoku or chess require attention and problem-solving. Just a few minutes a day builds your mental stamina and sharpens your thinking. Practice the 5 more rule. When you feel like stopping, reading, writing, or working, push yourself to do just 5 more minutes. This simple stretch builds mental endurance and reminds your brain that you're in control. Note-taking by hand during learning or meetings is another great mental workout. It keeps your mind engaged and reduces the temptation to drift. Writing by hand also strengthens memory and concentration far more than typing. Try the focus walk, a short, slow-paced walk where you pay attention to your surroundings. Notice colors, sounds, smells, and movements. This practice grounds your awareness and helps reset your scattered mind. Even listening actively can sharpen your attention. When talking with someone, put away distractions and really focus on what they say. This strengthens your ability to stay present and builds your listening and thinking skills at the same time. Train your brain to be present with boredom. Don't reach for your phone every time you feel restless. Sit with the discomfort, observe it, and let it pass. This builds powerful self-control and stretches your attention like nothing else. Practice mental math in your head, like calculating percentages or splitting a bill without using a calculator. It keeps your brain sharp and focused under light pressure, improving mental agility and attention. Journaling is a brain-training powerhouse. When you sit and write your thoughts clearly, you learn to organize your thinking and stay focused. Even 5 minutes of reflection helps create mental order and deepens focus. Use the attention reset technique. If your brain feels foggy, step away for 2 minutes, take deep breaths and reset. Don't push through distractions. Train yourself to pause, clear your mind, and come back stronger. Finally, the consistency of these exercises is what matters most. You don't need to spend hours. Just a few minutes a day adds up. Over time, your brain becomes sharper, calmer, and far more focused. When you make these simple mental exercises a habit, you'll notice a powerful change, not just in how long you can focus, but in how clear, confident, and productive you feel. Chapter 10: How Movement and Exercise Reboot Your Focus. Movement is more than just a physical act. It's a brain booster. When you move your body, you increase blood flow to the brain, which delivers oxygen and nutrients needed for clear thinking and strong focus. Even light movement can wake up mental sharpness and bring energy into your thoughts. Exercise releases powerful chemicals like dopamine and serotonin. These aren't just feel-good hormones. They also sharpen your concentration, balance your mood, and help your mind stay alert and motivated. A simple walk or quick workout can often turn a slow, distracted day into a productive one. When you move regularly, your brain produces more of a special protein called BDNF, which supports learning and memory. With more BDNF, your brain cells communicate better, your thoughts flow faster, and your ability to stay focused gets stronger over time. Long hours of sitting make the brain sluggish. When your body stays still, so does your mind. Movement breaks, even just a few stretches or steps away from your desk, help reboot your thinking, restore clarity, and push you back into a state of focus. Physical activity doesn't have to be intense to be effective. Light movement like cleaning, dancing, or climbing stairs still energizes the brain. It's about consistency, not difficulty. The more often you move, the more naturally your mind learns to reset and refocus. Morning movement sets the tone for the rest of your day. A walk outside, a short workout, or a few minutes of yoga gives your brain a boost in alertness and clarity. Starting your day with movement builds a focused, forward-thinking mindset from the beginning. Exercise lowers stress by reducing cortisol levels. When stress takes over, it clouds thinking and shortens your attention span. Moving your body clears that stress, creating space for calm, confident focus to return. Your breath deepens during physical activity, delivering more oxygen to your brain. This helps with decision-making, concentration, and memory. Shallow breathing limits brain power, but movement naturally teaches your body to breathe better. Mind-body exercises like yoga, tai chi, or mindful walking combine movement with presence. They teach you how to stay connected to your body and your moment. This strengthens focus by keeping your awareness rooted in the now, not scattered by distractions. After moving your body, your brain enters a prime learning state. You feel clearer, more open, and more ready to absorb ideas or tackle hard work. That's why exercise is often followed by bursts of creativity, problem-solving, and new insights. Mental fatigue often comes from physical stillness. When your body feels stiff, tired, or inactive, it's harder to stay engaged mentally. Movement shakes off that fog, helping you feel mentally sharp again, even after just a few minutes. People who move regularly find it easier to concentrate. They bounce back from distractions quicker, maintain longer attention spans, and are more emotionally stable under pressure. Movement builds endurance, not just for the body, but for the brain too. Even tiny movements make a difference. Standing up, stretching your arms, or rolling your shoulders can release tension and wake up your awareness. These micro breaks keep your mind refreshed without taking time away from your day. Group activities, sports, or shared workouts add another layer of mental engagement. They involve timing, reaction, coordination, and communication, all of which sharpen the mind and build focus through dynamic challenges. Taking your movement outside brings double benefits. Fresh air, sunlight, and nature stimulate the brain and reset your internal rhythm. A simple walk in nature can feel like a mental cleanse, freeing you from overstimulation and tech fatigue. Movement increases alpha brainwaves, the kind linked with flow, calmness, and creativity. These brainwaves are ideal for deep work and long focus sessions. That's why movement often leads to better concentration and a smoother mental state. Your sleep also improves with regular physical activity, and better sleep means better focus. Rested brains are faster, clearer, and more resilient to distraction. Movement during the day leads to stronger focus the next. When you move your body consistently, you teach your brain to be more adaptable. You handle stress better, recover from setbacks faster, and focus with more purpose. Movement strengthens your mind as much as your muscles. Creating a lifestyle that includes movement isn't just about fitness, it's about mental performance. Whether it's a short walk, a workout, or stretching during your break, it's a strategy to keep your mind working at its highest level. The mind and body are deeply connected. When one moves, the other improves. And when both work in sync, you step into your most focused, powerful, and productive self. Chapter 11. Creating a focus-friendly environment. Your environment plays a powerful role in shaping your focus. It either supports your ability to concentrate or slowly destroys it. Many people try to work harder without realizing their surroundings are silently working against them. Focus begins with the space around you. A cluttered space creates a cluttered mind. When your desk is filled with distractions, papers, devices, random items, your brain has to work harder to filter what matters. Cleaning your space isn't just about appearance. It clears mental noise and helps you feel more in control. Lighting matters more than most people realize. Natural light boosts mood, energy, and alertness. If you're working in a dark or poorly lit space, your brain becomes sluggish. Open a window, use a daylight lamp, or position your desk near sunlight to energize your focus. The colors around you also affect your concentration. Blues and greens promote calm and mental clarity, while reds and bright neons can create overstimulation. Surround yourself with tones that help your brain stay grounded, not overwhelmed. Noise is one of the biggest enemies of focus. If you're working in a loud environment, your brain burns energy filtering out distractions. Use noise-canceling headphones, white noise, or instrumental music to protect your mental space and stay in the zone. Your phone is often the strongest source of distraction. Keeping it within reach trains your brain to expect interruptions. Place it out of sight or in another room during deep work sessions. Out of sight truly is out of mind, and your focus will thank you. The way your environment smells can also impact your clarity. Scents like peppermint, citrus, or eucalyptus can stimulate alertness and awaken your senses. A calming scent like lavender can help with sustained focus during long work periods. Temperature affects performance more than you think. If it's too hot or too cold, your brain will constantly shift focus toward comfort. Find a balanced temperature that allows you to stay relaxed and mentally present without physical discomfort. Digital clutter is just as harmful as physical clutter. Too many open tabs, notifications, or desktop files split your focus. Decluttering your digital workspace improves mental flow. Keep only what's essential on screen and close what's not needed. Create designated zones for different tasks. For example, use your desk for focused work, a chair for reading, and another area for breaks. These physical cues tell your brain what to expect and reduce mental confusion throughout your day. Plants and natural elements can boost productivity and mental clarity. A small plant on your desk, a nature photo on the wall, or even natural textures like wood can calm your nervous system and support deeper focus. The way you sit matters. Poor posture can cause fatigue, discomfort, and even a lack of oxygen to the brain. An ergonomic chair, a supportive desk setup, and regular posture checks will help you stay alert and avoid brain fog. Organize your tools and materials for easy access. Searching for things wastes time and breaks flow. When everything has its place, you create an environment that encourages motion, clarity, and consistency. Use visual reminders to stay focused. A motivational quote, your top 3 daily goals, or a time block schedule on a whiteboard can guide your attention back when it starts to drift. Let your environment speak your priorities back to you. Having a consistent workspace helps your brain associate that space with focus. If you work in random locations or switch places too often, it becomes harder to lock into a deep rhythm. Claim your space and let it become your focus zone. Set up boundaries if you share your space with others. A closed door, a focus time sign, or clear communication can protect your mental space from interruption. Respecting your environment helps others respect your attention too. Lighting candles or using a soft lamp during late hours can signal your brain that it's time to focus. These cues become part of your work ritual, training your brain to enter deep focus every time you repeat them. Avoid multitasking in your environment. If your space is used for multiple purposes, like eating, relaxing, and working, your brain may struggle to switch into full focus mode. Try to separate your environments by activity whenever possible. Minimalism isn't just a style, it's a mental strategy. The less your brain has to process visually, the easier it becomes to focus. A clean, distraction-free environment removes the noise and leaves room for clarity, creativity, and concentration. Ultimately, your environment is your support system. If it's messy, noisy, and distracting, your brain will mirror that chaos. But when your surroundings are clear, calm, and designed for intention, your mind becomes a sharper, more focused version of itself. Chapter 12. Using time blocks and flow states. Time is your most valuable resource, but without structure, it slips away fast. That's where time blocking comes in. Time blocking means assigning specific chunks of time to specific tasks. It helps you stay focused, organized, and intentional with how you use your energy throughout the day. When you use time blocks, you don't just work harder, you work smarter. Instead of bouncing between tasks all day, you give your full attention to one goal at a time. This limits decision fatigue, prevents distraction, and increases the quality of your results. The brain thrives on rhythm. Time blocks create a natural flow to your day, training your brain to show up ready for action during each session. Over time, your focus deepens, your productivity increases, and your sense of control grows stronger. It's important to schedule deep work first. Use your most focused time, usually in the morning, for mentally demanding tasks. Block 60 to 90 minutes for high-priority work with zero distractions. This is how you produce your best thinking and most valuable output. Leave shallow tasks, like checking emails or handling messages, for later blocks. These require less mental energy, so you're not wasting your peak focus on low-impact tasks. Separating deep and shallow work is key to lasting productivity. Time blocking also makes your work feel more manageable. Instead of facing a huge to-do list, you see only the task that belongs in the current block. This reduces overwhelm and gives you a clear next step every hour of the day. Flow state, the feeling of being fully immersed in what you're doing, often happens inside a well-used time block. When your brain knows it has protected time to focus, it relaxes into the moment, leading to creativity, clarity, and high performance. Reaching flow requires just the right balance of challenge and skill. Schedule tasks that push your limits but don't overwhelm you. If it's too easy, you'll get bored. If it's too hard, you'll get anxious. Find the sweet spot for focus and progress. Remove all distractions before you begin a time block. Turn off notifications, silence your phone, and close unnecessary tabs. Let your environment match your intention. This primes your brain for immersion. The first 5 to 10 minutes of a block are critical. This is the transition zone. Your brain will try to resist at first, but if you push through and stay with the task, focus kicks in. Once you're in the groove, time starts to disappear, and that's flow. Build buffer time between blocks. Short breaks of 5 to 15 minutes allow your mind to reset, reflect, and prepare for the next session. These pauses help you stay fresh and avoid mental fatigue from task switching. Track your blocks each day. At the end of your work period, look back and see what worked and what didn't. Tracking keeps you honest and helps you refine your focus habits. Improvement comes from reflection and consistency. Don't overfill your calendar. Leave space for flexibility, rest, or unexpected tasks. If every moment is blocked, pressure builds and flow disappears. A healthy time-blocking system leaves room to breathe. Use cues or rituals to enter each block. Light a candle, play a certain playlist, or start with deep breaths. These actions tell your brain it's time to focus. Over time, they become anchors that trigger deep concentration faster. Flow is fragile. Once you're in it, protect it. Don't check your phone or allow interruptions. The deeper you go, the more creative and productive you become. Flow is where your best work and best self lives. Time blocking is a daily discipline, not a one-time fix. You may miss a block, get interrupted, or overestimate your task. That's okay. The goal is to build a rhythm that gets better with practice, not perfection. Customize your time blocks to match your energy levels. Some people are sharpest in the morning, others at night. Align your hardest tasks with your natural peaks and put routine or creative tasks in lower energy zones. Use theme days if your schedule allows. For example, Monday for planning, Tuesday for creation, Wednesday for meetings, and so on. This helps your brain stay focused without constantly shifting context between unrelated tasks. Celebrate your time block wins. Completing a focused work session, even one, deserves recognition. It reinforces the habit and makes your brain crave more moments of clarity and control. Momentum is built by progress, not pressure. When you master time blocks and flow, you gain the ability to do focused work in a distracted world. You stop reacting and start leading your time, your energy, and your results. This is how you take control of your life, one focused block at a time. Time blocks are also a tool for reducing mental anxiety. When your tasks are scattered, your mind races. But when everything has a place in your day, your brain relaxes. You know when things will be handled, which frees up space to focus fully on what's in front of you. Creating consistent time blocks trains your brain to anticipate focus. When your mind gets used to deep work at the same time each day, it begins to prepare automatically. You'll find it easier to drop into flow without resistance because your brain expects it. The quality of your focus improves when your brain isn't constantly switching gears. Time blocks create a clean mental runway. You start and finish tasks with clarity instead of jumping from one thing to another and leaving dozens of loose ends. Flow doesn't require motivation. It requires structure. If you only work when you feel like it, you'll rarely experience deep focus. But when you commit to scheduled time blocks, your brain adapts and gets into flow more often, regardless of mood or energy. Working within a time block creates urgency. Knowing you have only 45 or 60 minutes helps eliminate procrastination. There's no room for delay. You're more likely to dive in and give full effort because the time is already running. Time blocks make room for balance too. When you set limits around your work, you protect time for rest, relationships, and creativity. Focus isn't just about working more, it's about working with intention, so your life doesn't get consumed by endless tasks. Flow is easiest when you reduce decision fatigue. If you have to decide what to do every hour, you burn mental energy. Time blocking removes that friction by answering the question, "What now?" in advance, so your brain can just focus on doing. Time blocks are powerful because they teach you to trust yourself. When you say, "I'll work on this from 9 to 11, and you follow through, you prove to your mind that you're in control. That self-trust becomes the foundation of unstoppable discipline. To get the most from time blocks, pair them with intention. Before each session, ask, what is the goal for this block? Even one clear intention, write a page, solve a problem, learn one thing, helps direct your energy with purpose. As you train your brain with time blocks, you'll begin to notice how long tasks actually take. This awareness improves planning and removes frustration. Over time, you'll become a master of estimating, prioritizing, and executing with precision. Flow happens when challenge meets capability. Time blocks create space to engage fully with something meaningful, without pressure to multitask or rush. The longer you stay in that flow, the deeper the satisfaction you feel after. One of the best-kept secrets of high performers is protecting their time blocks. They say no more often. They eliminate meetings that don't matter. They structure their day so they can protect the deep work that drives real progress. It's okay to experiment with your blocks. Try 25-minute Pomodoro sessions if you're new to focus. Try 90-minute deep work chunks if you're building stamina. There's no perfect formula, only the one that gets you into flow consistently. Flow requires energy, so take care of your brain before time blocks. Eat well, hydrate, stretch, and breathe deeply. A prepared brain enters focus more easily. A drained brain resists it. The state of your body always influences your mental state. You can also stack tasks into themed blocks. Group similar work, like content creation, calls, or admin, into the same time slot. This minimizes context switching and lets your mind settle into one type of focus instead of jumping categories. Time blocking is a mindset shift. Instead of thinking, "I don't have time," you start thinking, "How can I create time for what matters?" That shift alone is life-changing because it puts you back in charge of your schedule. Your calendar becomes a tool for discipline and freedom when you time block. Freedom isn't the absence of structure, it's the presence of meaningful control. When your time has purpose, your life gains clarity. Flow states often lead to your best ideas. That's why writers, inventors, and athletes rely on them. It's not magic, it's a habit. When you build time blocks into your life, you create the conditions for brilliance to show up again and again. You'll never control every part of your day. But time blocking gives you control over the parts that matter most. Even 2 hours of deep, focused work a day can move you further than 10 hours of scattered effort. With time blocks and flow states, you create a life of momentum. Your days become more intentional, your work becomes more fulfilling, and your results speak for themselves. You don't just get more done, you become someone who works with purpose and peace. Chapter 13. Training your brain to work under pressure. Pressure is not the enemy, it's the training ground for greatness. When your brain learns to stay calm and sharp under stress, you gain an edge that few people develop. Instead of crumbling when things get tough, you grow stronger and more focused with each challenge. The first step to working under pressure is learning to control your breath. When stress rises, your breathing becomes shallow, which sends panic signals to your brain. Slowing your breath, even for 60 seconds, can reset your nervous system and help you regain focus. Preparation is your greatest weapon. The more you prepare ahead of time, the more confidence you have when pressure hits. Whether it's a presentation, decision, or deadline, going in with a clear plan allows your brain to focus on execution instead of panic. Your inner dialogue shapes your response to pressure. If you say, "I can't handle this," your brain will believe you. But if you remind yourself, "I've prepared for this," or "I grow through challenges," you trigger a mindset of strength rather than fear. Reframe pressure as a signal of importance. Your brain feels stress because something matters. Instead of seeing pressure as a threat, see it as a call to rise. This shift in perspective turns stress into fuel rather than fear. Training under pressure starts small. You don't need to jump into chaos to build resilience. Start with mildly stressful situations, tight deadlines, high-focus tasks, and practice staying calm, breathing deeply, and executing with presence. Visualization is a powerful tool. Picture yourself handling pressure calmly and effectively. The brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and real experience, so these mental rehearsals strengthen your neural pathways for future challenges. Routine builds mental safety. When your brain knows what to expect, it doesn't panic as easily. Build pre-performance rituals, like breathing, affirmations, or a short walk, that help center your mind before high-stakes moments. Pressure often triggers the fight or flight response, but with practice, you can train your brain to stay in flow mode instead. Flow under pressure happens when you're fully engaged, alert, and trusting your training instead of reacting emotionally. Break big pressure situations into small, manageable actions. Focusing on one task at a time keeps you from being overwhelmed. This micro-focus approach keeps your mind anchored and prevents panic from building. Working under pressure requires energy, so manage your physical state. Sleep well, hydrate, and nourish your body. A healthy body supports a calm, high-functioning mind, especially when external stress is high. Pressure reveals your habits. If you consistently train your brain in moments of calm, it will respond better in moments of chaos. Your performance under stress is just a reflection of the discipline you've built during peace. Self-talk during pressure matters. Speak to yourself like a coach, not a critic. Encouraging words activate your brain's problem-solving mode, while negative language shuts down creativity and increases fear. Learn to expect discomfort. Pressure doesn't always feel good, but it can still be productive. Training your brain to operate through discomfort teaches resilience and focus, even when your emotions want to take over. Practice recovery. After high-pressure situations, give your brain space to reset. Reflection, journaling, rest, or meditation allow your mind to process the experience and prepare for next time. This is where real growth happens. Simulate pressure in practice. Set timers, add stakes, or create mini-challenges that replicate stress in a controlled way. Athletes, performers, and top thinkers do this to teach their brain to respond with confidence when it counts. Accept that mistakes will happen. Working under pressure doesn't mean being perfect. It means staying present and bouncing back quickly. Mistakes are part of the process. Your goal is control, not perfection. Focus on what you can control. Pressure often comes from uncertainty. Shift your attention to things within your reach, your attitude, effort, breathing, and thoughts. This keeps your brain grounded and clears away panic. Gratitude can anchor you during intense moments. Reminding yourself why the task matters or who you're doing it for helps your brain focus on purpose over fear. Purpose reduces pressure and ignites inner strength. The more you train under pressure, the more it becomes familiar. What once made you anxious will begin to feel like a normal part of growth. This is how resilience is built, not by avoiding pressure, but by facing it with steady, practiced focus. One of the most powerful things you can do under pressure is to stay rooted in the present moment. The brain often spirals into future fears or past mistakes when stress hits. But staying present, focusing on what you can do right now, brings control back to your thoughts. Overexposure to small, manageable stressors builds mental strength over time. This is called stress inoculation. Just like a muscle needs tension to grow, the mind becomes stronger when it's challenged consistently in controlled, intentional ways. Anchoring yourself with physical awareness helps stabilize your mind. Feel your feet on the ground, notice your breath, or pay attention to how your hands move. These simple grounding techniques keep your brain from drifting into panic. Pressure reveals character. It strips away distractions and shows who you really are when comfort is removed. If you learn to lean into that moment with intention, it becomes an opportunity to build courage, discipline, and self-trust. In high-pressure moments, shorten your time horizon. Don't think about the next hour or day, just the next step. Whether that's writing one sentence, taking one breath, or making one call, tiny actions calm the brain and build momentum. Mental toughness doesn't mean ignoring emotion. It means understanding it. Under pressure, you may feel fear, frustration, or doubt. Acknowledge those feelings without judgment. Then choose a response that aligns with who you want to become. Train yourself to perform through pressure by practicing under slightly uncomfortable conditions. Speak while being timed, write with a deadline, or rehearse in front of people. This makes your brain familiar with intensity and helps you thrive when the stakes are real. Visualization combined with emotion is even more effective. Don't just picture success, feel the pride, relief, and confidence that comes with completing the task well. The more real it feels in your mind, the easier it becomes in real life. Track your reactions to pressure. After a high-stress situation, write down what worked, what didn't, and how you felt. This builds awareness and gives your brain feedback to use the next time you're tested. Pressure doesn't just come from external deadlines. It can also come from self-imposed expectations. Learn to separate healthy ambition from unrealistic pressure. High standards should elevate you, not crush you. Sometimes, the best response to pressure is to pause. A brief moment of stillness before you speak, act, or decide gives your brain the chance to choose wisely. Slowing down allows you to respond instead of react. Use movement to manage stress chemicals. Stretching, walking, or even shaking out your arms signals to your brain that you're not in danger. Physical action clears tension and opens space for rational thinking under pressure. Working under pressure becomes easier when you have a why. A clear sense of purpose helps you push through discomfort. When your mission is strong, the pressure feels lighter because your heart is fully behind the work. Stay solution-oriented. Under stress, it's easy to dwell on what's going wrong. Instead, ask, "What can I do next?" Or, "What's the best move right now?" These questions shift your focus from fear to progress and keep your brain problem-solving. Your mindset going into pressure is everything. If you view stress as a threat, your body and mind will shut down. But if you see it as a challenge, your brain gears up to perform. You can rewire this response with repeated practice and self-awareness. Take ownership of the pressure you face. When you stop blaming circumstances and start saying, "This is my moment to grow," you shift from victim to leader. That mindset builds grit, responsibility, and long-term mental resilience. Micro wins under pressure build long-term confidence. Every time you push through discomfort and deliver, even if it's not perfect, you teach your brain that you can handle more. Over time, pressure becomes your performance zone. Train your response through repetition. Just like an athlete drills the same move over and over, you can rehearse key actions, breathing techniques, positive self-talk, or task breakdowns, so they become second nature in high-stress situations. Don't chase a pressure-free life. Learn to use pressure as a sharpening tool. Growth lives on the edge of discomfort. The more you expose yourself to healthy challenges, the more your brain learns to see pressure not as a threat, but as a trigger for peak performance. Ultimately, pressure is neutral. It's how you interpret and respond to it that matters. Train your brain to meet pressure with presence, your body to stay calm under tension, and your mind to find power in adversity. Then, no matter the challenge, you'll rise instead of retreat. Chapter 14, Meditation and Mindfulness for Laser Focus. Focus begins with awareness. When your mind constantly jumps between thoughts, distractions, and noise, it's impossible to concentrate. Meditation and mindfulness help you train your brain to slow down, notice where your attention goes, and gently bring it back to what matters. Meditation isn't about having no thoughts, it's about learning how to handle them. By sitting quietly and observing your mind, you realize how often your attention drifts. With time, you become better at guiding it back with calm control. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, without judgment. When you're mindful, you're not thinking about the past or worrying about the future. You're simply aware of what you're doing now. This trains your brain to stay anchored and alert. When practiced regularly, meditation strengthens the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for decision-making, focus, and self-control. This means the more you meditate, the more control you gain over your attention in everyday life. Meditation helps break the loop of overthinking. Most people get stuck in mental noise, endless planning, doubting, replaying conversations. But mindfulness teaches you to observe those thoughts without being controlled by them, allowing deeper clarity and focus. Breathing is your anchor. A simple practice like paying attention to your breath brings you back to center. In moments of stress or distraction, just taking 3 deep breaths can calm your nervous system and sharpen your awareness. Consistency is key. You don't need to meditate for hours to see benefits. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day can rewire your brain. Like a muscle, attention grows with daily effort. Not intensity, but regular, patient practice. Use mindfulness in everyday tasks. Washing dishes, walking, or even drinking water can become focus training when done with full attention. These micro-mindfulness moments improve your ability to stay present throughout the day. Guided meditations can help beginners stay on track. Listening to a calm voice can prevent your mind from wandering too far and keep you grounded. Apps, videos, or audio sessions are great tools to build this habit. Meditation also improves emotional regulation. When you're focused and calm, you're less likely to be hijacked by emotions. You respond instead of react, which keeps your mind clear even when life gets intense. Practicing mindfulness reduces anxiety, one of the biggest enemies of focus. By slowing down and observing your thoughts without judgment, you learn that stress is just energy. When you stop fighting it, your mind settles into clarity. The benefits of mindfulness spill into your work. You become more productive, creative, and precise. Instead of rushing, you move with intention. You catch mistakes earlier, solve problems faster, and finish tasks with a calm mind. Meditation improves working memory, your brain's ability to hold and process information in real time. This makes it easier to stay focused during complex tasks and follow through without forgetting what you were doing. Mindfulness teaches you how to pause. When you're overwhelmed, that pause can make all the difference. It gives you space to choose your response instead of reacting with stress or distraction. That space is where true focus is born. A focused life starts with a focused moment. The practice of meditation helps you recognize how scattered your mind is and how peaceful it feels to be fully here. This realization changes how you approach every moment of your day. Meditation also boosts self-awareness. As you become more in tune with your thoughts, behaviors, and habits, you make better choices. You start noticing what pulls you away from your goals and how to bring your attention back. Incorporate short, check-in moments during the day. Take 1 minute every few hours to breathe, scan your body, and ask, "Where is my attention right now?" These check-ins strengthen your ability to reset and refocus instantly. The path to laser focus is simple, but not easy. It requires patience, presence, and practice. But once your brain learns how to let go of noise and stay grounded in now, you gain a powerful advantage in every area of your life. You don't need a special place to meditate. Your desk, car, bedroom, or even a quiet corner can become your training ground. What matters most is your willingness to show up and be still, even if just for a few moments. Ultimately, mindfulness isn't just a practice, it's a way of being. When you live with presence, your focus becomes natural, your thoughts become clearer, your actions become sharper, and your life moves forward with calm, steady power. Mindfulness makes you realize how noisy the world and your mind really is. In silence, all the inner chatter rises to the surface. This might feel uncomfortable at first, but sitting with that noise teaches you how to rise above it and choose clarity over chaos. Meditation helps you reclaim ownership of your attention. In a world filled with distractions, most people give their focus away without even noticing. But when you train your brain to slow down and observe, you begin to choose where your attention goes instead of letting the world decide for you. There's a stillness inside every person, but most never visit it. That stillness is where real focus lives, beneath the distractions, the deadlines, and the mental noise. Meditation is your pathway to reconnect with that stillness and carry it with you throughout your day. When practiced consistently, mindfulness increases gray matter in areas of the brain responsible for learning, memory, and emotional regulation. That means you're not just calming your mind, you're physically rewiring it for better thinking and longer focus. Meditation builds patience, which is essential for sustained focus. In a fast-paced world, people want instant results. But focus doesn't come instantly, it grows slowly through repetition and quiet attention. Meditation teaches your brain to stay present, even when results take time. Every time your mind wanders during meditation and you bring it back, you're strengthening your mental discipline. It's not about never losing focus. It's about how quickly and gently you return. That's the skill you carry into your work, relationships, and goals. Mindfulness teaches acceptance. Instead of fighting every distraction or thought, you learn to observe it and let it pass. This reduces internal resistance, lowers stress, and creates more mental space to focus clearly on what matters most. You don't need to empty your mind to benefit from meditation. In fact, some of your best insights might come during quiet reflection. By giving your thoughts room to breathe, you allow deeper understanding and clarity to surface naturally. Use transitions throughout the day as mindfulness cues. Whether it's moving from task to task, entering a new space, or taking a break, pause, breathe, and ground yourself. These mini meditation moments improve your ability to reset and stay focused all day. Walking meditation is a powerful alternative to sitting still. With each step, focus on your movement, breath, and surroundings. This moving mindfulness blends physical activity with mental stillness, perfect for clearing your mind without stopping your day. Mindfulness also improves listening. When you're present with someone, not thinking about what to say next or checking your phone, you understand more deeply and respond more wisely. This kind of focused connection builds trust and clarity in all relationships. Meditation enhances intuition by quieting mental clutter. When your mind is calm, your inner voice becomes louder and clearer. You begin to notice patterns, feel creative nudges, and trust your instincts, skills that are essential in decision-making and leadership. In times of stress, mindfulness acts like a mental anchor. When everything feels chaotic, taking even 60 seconds to center yourself helps stabilize your mind and body. This simple habit can keep you calm in meetings, conversations, or high-pressure situations. Mindfulness also teaches non-reactivity. When something unexpected happens, your first instinct may be to panic, overreact, or shut down. But a mindful brain pauses, breathes, and chooses a response, turning pressure into power. Journaling after meditation deepens your focus training. Writing down what you noticed, feelings, thoughts, resistance, helps you reflect and learn from your inner world. This process brings clarity and insight into the patterns that shape your attention. Don't wait until you're overwhelmed to practice mindfulness. Make it a daily ritual, like brushing your teeth or eating. When focus becomes part of your routine, it becomes a reliable tool you can use anytime, anywhere. Many people expect instant peace from meditation, but it's often messy at first. Old thoughts surface, emotions rise, distractions multiply. This is normal. Meditation doesn't make those things disappear. It helps you see them clearly so you can respond wisely. Focus requires boundaries, and mindfulness helps you create them. When you're present, you say no more often. You recognize what drains your energy and start protecting your time, space, and mind from anything that pulls you off course. Stillness is a skill. In a world addicted to noise and speed, being still, even for a few minutes, is revolutionary. That stillness isn't weakness, it's power. It's where all your best thinking, creating, and focusing begins. When you master your attention, you master your life. Meditation and mindfulness are the foundation of that mastery. They're not escapes from reality. They're the practice of showing up more fully for it. In the quiet, you'll discover the mental strength you've been searching for. Chapter 15. Long-term brain hacks to stay sharp and unstoppable. Mental sharpness isn't something you're born with. It's something you build and maintain through daily choices. The brain is a living system, constantly rewiring itself based on how you live. When you feed it the right habits, you become focused, clear, and mentally unstoppable. One of the most powerful brain hacks is getting consistent, high-quality sleep. Your brain cleans itself, stores memories, and restores energy while you sleep. Skipping rest is like trying to drive a car with no fuel. Prioritize sleep, and your brain will reward you with clarity. Lifelong learning is another key to staying sharp. When you challenge your brain to learn new things, languages, skills, instruments, it forms new neural pathways. The more curious you stay, the more agile and adaptable your brain becomes over time. Eating for your brain is just as important as studying. Healthy fats, leafy greens, berries, and whole foods support memory, focus, and mental speed. Avoiding sugar crashes and processed food keeps your brain stable and energized throughout the day. Daily movement, even if it's just a walk, releases brain-enhancing chemicals and improves circulation. This keeps your brain active, alert, and ready for deep thinking. Exercise isn't just for your body, it's fuel for your mind. Protect your focus by limiting information overload. Too much news, scrolling, or multitasking tires your brain and lowers your ability to concentrate. Be selective about what you consume. Feed your brain with clarity, not chaos. Practicing boredom is a secret brain hack. By intentionally doing nothing, sitting quietly, or walking without music, you allow your brain to reset. This strengthens creativity, calms your nervous system, and makes room for deep thought to emerge. Use active recall when learning. Instead of rereading something, quiz yourself. Teaching or writing about what you've learned activates deeper memory and strengthens retention. This keeps your brain engaged and working efficiently. Cold exposure, like cold showers or face splashes, can stimulate alertness and mental resilience. It shocks your system just enough to wake up your brain and increase dopamine levels, leading to sharper focus and improved energy. Minimize decision fatigue. Create routines, prepare clothes, plan meals. These small hacks reduce unnecessary thinking. The fewer decisions your brain has to make on minor things, the more energy it saves for what really matters. Spend time with people who challenge your thinking. Meaningful conversations, debates, and brainstorming sessions stretch your brain and build mental flexibility. Iron sharpens iron. Who you spend time with shapes how you think. Decluttering your physical space declutters your mind. A clean desk, organized files, and clear visuals reduce mental noise and help your brain focus on what matters most. Simplicity boosts mental clarity. Take technology breaks. Step away from screens regularly to reset your brain. Long hours of digital exposure strain focus and create mental fatigue. Even a few hours unplugged can restore balance and recharge cognitive energy. Use time in nature as a mental reset. Nature reduces stress, restores attention, and improves cognitive function. A walk in the park, sitting by trees, or listening to natural sounds can bring your brain back to its sharpest state. Train your brain to delay gratification. The more you practice saying no to quick pleasures in favor of long-term goals, the stronger your self-control becomes. That control leads to deeper thinking, better focus, and greater long-term success. Keep a daily journal. Writing your thoughts helps you process ideas, clear mental clutter, and reflect on your progress. It strengthens your awareness and allows your brain to offload stress while sharpening your thinking. Play strategy games, puzzles, or brain training exercises. These keep your mind challenged and help maintain mental speed. Just like your body needs variety and exercise, your brain needs fresh challenges to stay in top form. Stay hydrated. Even slight dehydration can lead to poor concentration and brain fog. Your brain is 75% water, and keeping it fueled keeps your memory sharp and your thinking fast. Practice gratitude and positive thinking. These aren't just feel-good habits. They're proven to rewire the brain for resilience and optimism. A strong mind isn't just smart, it's also emotionally balanced and centered. End your day with reflection. Think about what you learned, what you could improve, and what worked well. This trains your brain to become more efficient, self-aware, and focused with every passing day. Growth is the ultimate brain hack. Your brain thrives on novelty, and introducing variety into your daily routine keeps it adaptable and young. Try brushing your teeth with the opposite hand, taking a new route to work, or learning something outside your comfort zone. These small shifts activate underused areas of the brain. Music has a direct effect on brain chemistry. Listening to instrumental or classical music while working can increase dopamine and promote concentration. At the same time, using music to relax after intense focus helps your brain recover and reset. Strategic silence is an underrated brain hack. Taking a few minutes of total quiet, without noise, conversation, or screens, helps your brain decompress. Silence gives your mind the space it needs to breathe, sort information, and regain sharpness. Reading books, especially physical ones, improves focus and comprehension. Unlike digital scrolling, reading requires sustained attention and imagination. The more you read, the more disciplined and sharp your mind becomes. Learn to embrace mental challenges. Don't avoid difficult books, ideas, or conversations. Struggling to understand or solve something builds cognitive stamina. That struggle is brain training at its finest. Alternate between deep work and light recovery tasks. After a session of high concentration, let your brain cool down with simple, enjoyable activities. This contrast keeps mental fatigue low and prepares your brain to re-enter focus mode again. Surround yourself with visuals that inspire thought. A powerful quote, an image that represents your goals, or a vision board placed near your workspace can stimulate focus and serve as a reminder of your deeper purpose. Use affirmations to shape your mental identity. Saying, "I am focused," "I learn quickly," or "I stay sharp under pressure," rewires your self-image. Over time, your actions start to reflect the language you feed your mind. Limit context switching during the day. Jumping between unrelated tasks weakens your brain's focus muscles. Group similar activities together, emails in one block, creative work in another, so your mind stays in one lane longer. Chewing gum while working can increase alertness and focus. Though subtle, the act of chewing activates areas in the brain that promote wakefulness. It's a simple, easy tool to stay sharp during long periods of concentration. Reward your brain after focused sessions. Whether it's stretching, having a snack, or stepping outside, small rewards help train your brain to associate deep work with satisfaction. This positive loop strengthens your drive to stay sharp. Learn the skill of speed reading. While it takes time to master, reading faster with good comprehension boosts information intake and strengthens neural efficiency. It's a lifelong tool that can dramatically elevate mental performance. Keep your curiosity alive. When you approach the world with questions, your brain stays open and alert. Ask why more often. Seek new knowledge. Curiosity isn't childish. It's the engine of a sharp and engaged mind. Practice observation exercises. Spend 5 minutes focusing on a single object or scene. Describe it in your mind with detail. This strengthens visual memory, attention to detail, and your ability to stay mentally present. Use scent as a brain activator. Essential oils like rosemary, lemon, and peppermint are known to improve alertness and clarity. Even lighting a scented candle before deep work can become a mental trigger for sharp focus. Schedule thinking time. Block 15 to 30 minutes a day to simply sit and reflect. No tasks, no distractions. This space for reflection allows your brain to sort problems, generate ideas, and mentally reset in a powerful way. Avoid overloading your mind with too much input. If you consume too much information without time to process, your brain gets sluggish. Balance learning with space. Let your mind chew on what it's absorbed before adding more. Develop a wind-down routine before sleep. Reducing blue light, journaling, and calming your mind before bed improves sleep quality. A well-rested brain processes information better, solves problems faster, and recovers more efficiently. Play. Engage in fun, creative activities without a productivity goal. Painting, music, dancing, or games activate the brain's creative centers and reduce mental stress. A playful mind is often a sharper, more innovative one. Remind yourself often that your brain is a tool, but you are its master. You don't have to live in a fog, scattered or reactive. Through small daily brain hacks, you can take control, sharpen your thoughts, and build the unstoppable mental strength needed to create your best life. Focus is not something you're born with. It's something you build. Every small habit, every conscious choice, and every moment of awareness rewires your brain for clarity and control. You now have the tools to eliminate distractions, train your attention, and unlock deeper levels of productivity and mental strength. Remember, the greatest advantage in today's noisy world is a focused mind. So protect it, sharpen it, and use it to shape the life you truly want. This is just the beginning. Your brain is ready, and your future is waiting. Stay focused, stay powerful, and keep moving forward.